talk to you about the 4 point game plan, and this relates to working with people that just get started with you, and what is the purpose and what is driving, what is it that we want to accomplish for them. So if you look here, it says the 4 point game plan is our ability to inspire large groups of people to consistently do a few simple things over an extended period of time. Not small, large groups of people. So, what that means, Natasha, for us is that we are all doing this together. So, when does this 4 point game plan come into place? It comes into place when you're working with the newest person. It gives you a guideline, an objective of what you want to accomplish with the person. Okay. The first thing is with the 4 point game plan is understanding this is going to be the key to helping us exploding if you're involved in one of the most important fundamentals of our business, which is you sold out to actually recruiting. We talked about it. Why do we talk about recruiting so much? Because we oversteer that conversation to that, because the average person has actually been told most of their life about being an employee, about being working for someone else. Most people have not been taught about business ownership, about running something of their own. If you ask most people the question, hey, if I gave you a McDonald's free, I just want you to run it, McDonald's, pay me something, a little something because I gave it to you, how many of us would take the McDonald's? We would all say that. What are we really saying if we said, I would take the McDonald's? You're saying, I will take a business system that recruits, train, and develop other people to work in that system to generate income for me and my family. That's what you're saying that you want to take over. So if we would want a system that can work for us for the rest of our life, that means we've bought into the concept of recruiting. So if we carry this 4 point game plan with each person that we work with, we are going to get tremendous success. So what's the first? Getting focused on recruiting. Our first mission when working with somebody is to help them understand that recruiting is normal. We want to normalize recruiting when working with someone. I'll even ask the question, hey, when I say the word recruiting to you, how do you feel about that word? Because many people have no quarrels, no feeling about it. Many people don't care. But then some people like, well, I've done something like that where one gets one. So you want to understand what's their perception, how do they perceive recruiting? Because we want to help them understand why that is so important. 100% of the team buys in recruiting. We're all unified in understanding that, listen, if we're going to grow this thing, listen, how would we have changed your life if we didn't recruit you? Does that make sense? Most of us are here because we were recruited. Most of us have grown business wise, have grown in our understanding about finances because someone actually recruited us. Growth comes from recruiting and licensing. It doesn't come from writing insurance because that's fleeting. It doesn't come from investments because that's fleeting. But it comes from getting somebody on board and getting them licensed. This is why we license a person, we put a person in a licensing class immediately as we actually get started with them, if they can pick out their schedule. What do we want to focus on? 2 to 4 personal, drive deep into 10. So what's 2 to 4 personal? I would encourage that we always want to either start the month or end the month with at least 2 to 4 personal associates. Because why? The more personal associates that we have on our team, direct to us, is the more profitable our business is. I'll give you an example. So if you open up a McDonald's, let's use that since we're on that theme, the average McDonald's would make you $150,000 a year. If you open a second McDonald's, what do you think that's going to do to your income?
Double it.
Yeah, it's going to double it. If you open a third one, it's going to what? Triple it. And a fourth one, quadruple it. See, the more directs you have is the more opportunity that you have to create unlimited income and freedom. Our biggest income earner, Willie Naranjo, why is his income jumped so high so fast? Number one, he has a big base shop that he's doing over 100 by 100. And number two, he has 2 direct base shops that does $200,000 to $300,000 a month. That's why his incomes jump. So every single month, we want to start off with 2 to 4 personal, and then we want to drive deep. What does that mean? That means we help them get their 2 to 4 and then get their 2 to 4. That's why you're going to learn in the fast start process. We want to start fast with the person to help them understand this. What's the philosophy you always want to remember? A recruit is not a recruit until they have a recruit. Well, you can keep this philosophy in every level of our business. So, Natasha, a licensed person is not a licensed person until they have a licensed person. A district is not a district until they have a district. Why? Because now we know you know how to develop the same level that you are. See, if you're at a certain level and you have not produced yourself yet, it's still questionable whether you can develop a person. But we always want to make sure immediately that we get somebody on the team. So then say, well, what's the first thing should I focus on when I work with somebody? Well, there's the first thing. Get them somebody on their team right away. That's the first thing you should focus on. Recruiting is not a sometime thing. It's a all the time thing. So we're always focused on helping a person grow. Now, a person may not be interested in doing it themselves. Well, I don't think I'm going to be good at it. That's fine. We will do it for you. We will grow your organization for you. If you talk about recruiting 100% of the time, you can grow. If you talk about it 99% of the time, growth falls in half. Talk about it 98% of the times, it stops. So again, we oversteer the conversation to recruiting because why? That's the only way we can grow. We don't grow by writing business or making money. We grow by growing others that write business that make money, and they grow others that write business and make money. Number two, the power of recruiting. Recruiting is a better way to, that's not number two, it's the continuation. Recruiting is a better way to prospect and set appointments. Most people say that, well, I run out of people. You cannot run out of people if you learn how to recruit. You can't run out of people. If you understand how to recruit, you will always have business to write. You will always have somewhere to go. Recruiting is a better way to sell. Everyone here should have their own program in place. But when we recruited you and you did your program, you were not a hard sell because you understood the value of the education and you understood, or your trainer helped you understand the importance of putting something in place. Easy, lay down sell. Yance, when you got started, did you have insurance in place for yourself personally?
No.
Today, do you have insurance in place for yourself personally?
Yes.
Wasn't hard. Once you got him started, he understood the importance of having it. Oh, it's so hard to write premium. No, it's not. You're not recruiting. I can promise you, I can show you somebody who's having a hard time because there's only very few people that write premium without recruiting. And that means you have to be an absolute beast, a monster at writing premium. You gotta be like, aggressive. You really got to be aggressive if you write a bunch of premium with no recruiting. I mean, when I say aggressive, like you don't take no's. Well, I'm not that way. If I know I could recruit 3 to 10 people a month, I know I'll write $10,000 to $15,000 a month. Because I'm always going to find someone that doesn't have a program in place for them and their family through recruiting. It's the best way to get referrals and always keep in a warm market. Recently, a teammate got started. Then the teammate decided that they didn't want to do it. They not on our team, it was another team. But that teammate introduced 8 people that became a client. Those 8 people will all give referrals. But why? Because you recruited one person. Recruiting helps multiply production. You want to be qualified every single month. You want to double digit every single month. You want to write $10,000 every single month in your business. Make sure that your conversation, your presentation is steered to recruiting. Recruiting gives your leadership more strength and respect. When your team is winning, it's on them. You sell them. You talk about them. But when the team is not winning, it's on you. What are your examples? So we always want to make sure that if we want strength and respect, that we keep recruiting in front of us. Here's some other points. Recruiting provides security to build your business. I do not have any worries that we will not make money or we will not have a business, because why? I've always taught recruiting. I always teach recruiting. So as long as I teach recruiting, we're always going to have a business. Unfortunately, many of my peers, their incomes is up and down like a baby's emotions. Because why? You'll notice my income stays very leveled. While some leaders, 1 month they make 12,000, next month they make 40,000, and another month they make less than 10,000, then another month they make like their incomes is always down. My income is always leveled. So every time we go up in income, I remember when I was at $10,000 RVP, then we went up to a 15, then we went up to a 20, then we went up to a 25. Now we're roughly at a $30,000 RVP. But it constantly goes up. Why? Because of recruiting. As your organization grows. Remember, last year we had 67 licenses. This year we have 95 licenses. We grew in licenses. What else happened? We grew in income, and our income is stable. So if you want to have stability and growth, where is your business growing to? What's the next licensing goal that you have? If you have 8 licenses on your team, are you focusing on saying, okay, we're going to double our licenses in the next quarter? You have to have a goal for growth. And it starts with recruiting. Recruiting is a better way to give your business persistency. Eventually, you'll start to learn that your QBI is affected by your taking those policies that's taken, those policies stays on the books that gives you a QBI, but also your new recruits actually help increase your QBI, because when a new recruit comes on, what's their QBI? What's their base? What's their QBI when they come on, when they first get their license?
100%.
100%. So if you have a low QBI and you have a person that comes on, a bunch of people that comes on with 100% QBI, that actually increases your QBI as a team. So you have a personal QBI and you have a team QBI. Natalie?
What's the QBI?
Quality Business Index. We can show you where to find more information on.
I don't understand. What is it?
It's a Quality Business Index.
Quality
QBI.
Business Index.
Right. It's how frequently does your book stay on, your business stay on the books?
Okay. That's new to me. But okay.
Oh, yeah, you have it, you probably called it something else. But if you're a person who writes business and next month that business charged back, that affects your QBI.
Oh, we call it clawback. The clawback.
Yeah, we call it chargeback. But there's an index that we use to actually keep track of that.
QBI. Okay.
Okay. Recruiting is the quickest way to build your business. Guys, if you want to build a business fast and you buy into recruiting, that's the fastest way to build your business. Creating clients is not the fastest way to build your business. It's recruiting. Recruiting keeps your environment fresh. We talked about this the other day. What happens when you have stale water that just sits there and there's not fresh water coming in? It starts to pollute. It starts to stink. It grows, and mosquitoes start to fest in it. Well, when you don't have recruiting in your environment where new people are constantly coming in, eventually, guess what you start to have? People who start to be jaded. All of a sudden, when recruiting is not, somebody doesn't have recruiting going on, you can almost 100% see that their attitude starts to change. Not because Primerica is doing something different or leadership is doing something different, it's because they don't have no new people to actually work with. So they start to easily find things that are wrong with the environment. Don't fall into that trap. Because Miriam, when you keep recruiting fresh and in front of you, guess what? You're always excited. Why? Because you have new people there with you. Recruiting is the engine that drives your business. There are many different parts in a car, but if a car does not have an engine, where is it going to go?
Nowhere. Nowhere.
So if you don't have recruiting coming in every single month, how do you expect to actually go somewhere? how do you expect to grow? You're only one recruit away from an explosion. I always said that Primerica is like the lottery, Laverne. Do you know what I mean by that?
You got to be in it to win it.
You have to
Like
play
the
to get a
lottery.
chance to win. You have to play to get a chance to win. If you don't play it, you don't win.
How do you play Primerica? Every day you got to go out there in traffic. And every day you have to meet somebody, because every time you talk to somebody, that is a lottery ticket. Every time you meet somebody, that's a lottery ticket. Some of you are so scared to talk, where sometimes we're so scared to talk to a person, we don't realize this could be my person. This could be my way out. Do you guys understand? Because of Miguel's upline, who cooks steaks on YouTube. That's what he does. Miguel's upline. He cooks steaks on YouTube. He has these beautiful steaks. Oh, look at this gorgeous steak. Oh, I'm sorry, Miguel. Willie's upline. Willie's upline. He had the steak. Oh, look at this juicy steak. We're going to cook this today. And his wife is filming him. Willie's upline makes $2.7 million playing with steaks at home. One recruit from an explosion. So every time you out there, don't worry about the individual. This is what you should be focused on. The people. Sometimes we mistake the tree for the forest. Don't mistake the tree for the forest. There are so many people that you can speak to on a day-to-day basis that you have an opportunity that could explode your business if you speak to the right person or find the right person inside of them. Do you understand? The majority of you are here right now because of somebody who introduced you to us. I did not necessarily speak to you directly. How many of you have I spoken to you directly? Like I just met you cold off the street. None of you. Every last one of you were introduced by somebody else. You are potentially the one recruit to an explosion. Now, either your upline is here or they're not, doesn't matter. I'm blessed to actually have you guys on our team. I'm so proud to be working with you. Because when you make that decision to, not only your life is going to change, my life is going to change too. Oliver, I'm looking at a 100 base shop inside of you. There's a little man inside you that there's a 100 base shop that he just needs to grow. You know, you just need to put some water every time you come. He's that little man inside you, little boy inside you is going to become this big producer. It's going to build this big business. You're just going to need a lot of men in your business too, Oliver. You know what I'm saying? You're going to need a lot of men in your business. But that's going to happen. Roselle, Virginia Carter didn't leave this earth till 91. She had $1 million business running at 91 years old. I remember at a convention saying, I have a 10-year goal. She was on a walker, a wheelchair, or some respirator. She was on everything. She told me, I got a 10-year goal.
Mm-hmm.
It can happen for us, Lori. But we first have to be that one recruit before we find that explosion. That means we got to be the one that buys. We're the ones that are constantly recruiting ourselves to this business every single day. We're stagnant because for most individuals, they don't constantly sell themselves this opportunity. They don't constantly sell themselves the dream. I constantly sell myself the opportunity. Well, Rudy, it's easy for you to do it. You're making so much. It's easy. No, it's not. It's harder for me to do it. You know why? Successful people get very comfortable very quickly. As soon as people start to experience success, they start to get comfortable. So, Miriam, the more success you have, the harder you have to work so you don't fall into, I made it, I'm good, I've arrived. Because as soon as I say, I made it, I'm good, I've arrived, guess what starts to happen, Barbara? Things start going backwards. It's the same here, Roselle. We have teammates, they'll start to double digit or start to win. Rather than improving themselves, they start to believe their own hype. They start to believe that they're doing something. They start to believe that they're great. They start to believe that they're invincible. They start to stop listening. And all of a sudden, they start going backwards. Yes. Thank you, Gigi. Appreciate you being on. Personal recruiting. Personal, we're talking about. Great recruiters recruit people for their benefits, not their own. You don't recruit people because you're trying to get a notch or you're trying to get a number on the scoreboard. You recruit people because you sincerely want to change their life. That means that after you recruit them, you have to care enough for them to continue carrying on and helping them. Great recruiters accept people for who they are and non-judgmental. That's very hard to do. Because you know that people have potential inside them, and then they're not willing to do what they have to do. And, you know, you can't help like, what's wrong with this person? They could do it. So you have to love people no matter where they are. Here's a gift that you're going to need to learn. Natasha, you walk into the bathroom and you hear one of your teammates talking negative and bad about you, but they don't know you're in the bathroom. What do? It's a question. What do you do?
Let them know that I'm here.
Magda said, let them know they're here. What do you do?
I guess address it.
Anybody else? What do you do?
I wouldn't let them know I was there. I would probably use it as a introspect at look at what maybe I am doing wrong that caused them to feel that way and address it. But definitely not confront them. But I would like maybe talk further down the road with them and see what I can do to remove that negative aspect they have. But I wouldn't confront them right there.
This is what you do. Okay, Natalie, go ahead.
Well, I would approach them and say, well, what did I do to offend you? Let's talk it out right now. Because you want to have a working relationship with this person moving forward. And I like to clear the lines. I don't like nothing clogged up. Clog up, it causes problems later on. So you deal with it head on. But you will also, which is what I do, my tone is different. Because if you get in a mad, aggressive tone, people know you're mad. Oh, she just don't make no sense right now. It's hard to contain yourself, but you have to. And I work with it right there. And it works for me because it works for me. And moving forward, I don't have an issue. I don't.
Primerica is a different type of business, guys. So you have to accept what I'm going to share with you because it's going to be completely opposite to what you guys are what you guys would do. You would leave that bathroom, and when they would come out, you would act like you never heard anything that they said. And you will continue to give them high five. You continue to love them. You continue to encourage them, and you will act like they never said anything.
Okay, Mr. Rudy. Okay.
See, the
I don't know about
question you
that,
gotta
but okay.
ask yourself is, do you want to be right or do you want to be big? You got to remember, you're working with people. People always have things to say about you. You can't sit there and address every single thing that people are going to say about you. You'll never build a business. You'll just have a bunch of fights.
Yeah. Mhm.
You'll never build a business. If you're building a big organization, please understand you cannot please everybody. You're not going to make everybody happy. People are just going to be whatever. But you can't sit down and try to solve everything. You got to act like, now here's what you don't accept. What you should never accept is people being negative in front of everybody. That you address. I will address that head on. I will not address if you speak about, however you feel about me one by one, I'm not going to address that. If I can apologize, I'll apologize. I would always rather be sorry than try to be right. But as soon as someone is negative, now you have a problem in your environment. I'm sad because there is someone that was negative about something and they shared it with somebody else. Well, guess what? They both are not here. I'm like, isn't that interesting? Someone told you something negative, you listened to it, all of a sudden it grew and you started becoming negative about it. Now you're both not here and you both broke. So you both followed each other. How did that make sense? This is why we talk about you got to be positive, because there are people who think I'm positive, but yet they're saying something negative. Well, I don't like this to somebody else. And rather than saying, hey, listen, let's address it with our coach. Let's talk about it with our coach. We listen to it. We get absorbed by it. Guess what? That person goes away and slowly we go away. And I love it. I feel sorry for them and their family because they just robbed themselves of the opportunity. Rather than saying, Betty, hey, let's kind of like address it. They want to be negative. And you know why people are negative, by the way? Yance, is because they're not winning. So when they're not winning, instead of taking responsibility, saying, man, I dropped the ball, we're not winning, they want to now find something to complain about and find somebody else that will listen. And then it takes both individuals out.
No accountability.
When someone is negative and they're talking to me, I'm like, man, you should actually bring that up with such and such and see what he says about it. Oh, no, I won't do it. Okay, well, if you don't want to bring it up with them, don't bring it up with me. Whenever someone says something negative, Natasha, zip, zip, zip. You got to zip yourself up and block yourself from that. Because what the person is trying to do is take you out with them. They're like that crab in the barrel, Roselle. If I'm going down, I'm going to bring somebody with me. Oh,
Rudy, I have a question.
yes, I'm going to answer the question. So I find out the person tells me these two negative people, well, we talk every day. Wow. We talk every day. Two negative. That's not encouraging. You're two negative people that talk every day. About what? Can't be about Primerica. Because both of you not producing, both of you not making any money. All right.